This is Spy Andrew. As a new Switch owner in 2019, I was faced with the reality that I'm not very good at these platforming games, and I wanted to play more to get good and be a better game designer. Super Mario Maker 2 was the reason I bought a Nintendo Switch. One of those games that will always hold a special place in my heart is Magicat, and this video is a review of that game. In Magicat, there are three types of attacks: jumping, shooting, and dashing. The story starts off with a monkey stealing an item from a pond, and the cat determined to defeat the monkey. I have completed this main quest, but I haven't finished all of the side quests yet. One of the side quests is a red gem collecting. These are acquired by passing optional challenges that test your skills of exploration, combat, speedrunning, platforming, and puzzle solving. Shops will sell you upgrades for your red gems. These upgrades may grant you overworld traversal options, as well as in-course upgrades like better dashing, better revival, more efficient mana spending. There's fun and challenge in this game. Such challenge is often bypassable for people that aren't having fun anymore, which is pretty important when bosses get difficult. There's a variety of boss fights. There's types that move around, there's kinds that summon minions, there's kinds that just stay put and shoot stuff at you. And there's different kinds of water also, like the kind you saw in that pond back there that will change your cat's color, the hat and the fur and such. Even changes the way the projectile looks, which is pretty neat as well. Where was I? Oh yeah, and so then there's also water, in the regular courses, which are brown, purple, blue, red. I'm not sure if there's other colors as well. Each of the different colors having a different mechanic, so they will behave differently, which is really awesome. There's also lots of secrets in this game, of course. There are speedrunning trophies and points earned for, saving the time. So, like, the progression menu is very useful to look at. You can just go to see, when you speedrun the level, how many seconds did you save, which is really cool. This game has fantastic music, and it has a wide variety of tile sets, a variety of button power-ups, like the one you saw for, the ball of yarn thing on the pond, or like the ice platform generator that you'll see in this boss fight. There's lots of mechanical experimentation in this game, and for all these wide variety of stuff in this game, you may see your cat being able to fly inside of a bubble, for example. That only happens in one level in the whole game. But if somebody made a program so we could mod the game, basically make Mario Maker 2 levels, it's kind of like what people did for Celeste, right? People were able to make Celeste mods. I would love if somebody did that for Magicat as well. And of course, it is available on Steam for only $1, so it's definitely worth investing in. If a programmer enjoyed this game enough, then I think that would be fantastically good news. So I'm trying to get this game a little bit more intentional and making a YouTube video for it. So a little bit more about the boss fights. The boss fights have 4 phases and 3 transitions between those phases. So during the transitions, the bosses are invulnerable. You have to do, it depends on the boss fight, different things to progress through the transitions. Sometimes it's just surviving. Other times you have to trigger something, like in the ice pig fight, you would jump on his head in order to progress to the next phase. So your cat has 4 hit points, and if you defeat a boss without taking any damage, you'll get a green star. I've had a lot of fun acquiring the green stars in this game because the bosses are so complex. The phases tend to become more difficult than the last phase, so it can be very punishing to try to get the green stars, but it's still super satisfying to finally actually manage to do it. So I definitely enjoyed that a lot. kind of ran out of things to talk about again somehow. I tried to put as much stuff to talk about in here as possible, but I just keep running out of time. I mean, I keep running out of things to say, apparently, because I'm getting better and better at talking fast. So in this particular scene, it's one of those puzzle type red gem collections that we're showing off. And I had to figure out that we need to have these guys shoot the box, as well as I had to shoot it as well. And so one thing that's a bit of a restrictive feature of the cat is the cat cannot jump up into a one space gap, even though it can crawl across such. So the cat really needs like something to push the button for the cat, because the button needs to be held down. It's not like a toggle. It's like a held button switch. So that's something pretty important. And as you can see here, these particular minions explode, so that made them especially hard. This particular level was like basically the last level, so it was like the second to last boss fight in a run where you don't buy anything from the shops, like stuff to unlock additional levels. So that's sort of like the speedrun route, I guess you could say, except, I don't know, I think the official world record doesn't even go that way. From remembering correctly. It goes some completely other strange way, but probably because that level like takes a long way. Like the boss fight itself actually is pretty time consuming. Pretty time consuming transitions and stuff. And here's another boss fight here, which is almost over. As you can see, this is another case where boss fight cannot move, but it still manages to throw a lot of stuff at us to continue to be challenging. And I think I've said enough. I think this should be a pretty decent video. I hope you guys appreciate the review, and I'll try to pump out another one quite soon for another game.